So you've heard the cheapest way to have a website right now is vibe coding, but you don't know where to start. I'm a software engineer. I've just started a new side gig and I need one of those. Today, I'm taking you with me and we're going to build it together. The tool I'm using today is Claude Code. I know it's not free, you need a subscription, but almost everyone has a subscription to either Claude or ChatGPT these days. I want to compare it to other tools in the future, but we need a place to start, right? One of the biggest costs in having a website is hosting down the line, and that's the part that we want to do for free. If you're creating your website yourself, the creation is not the most expensive part, it's actually hosting, because you have to pay that monthly going forward. And that's where we plan to use a free tool down the line. So stick to the end and we'll cover that too. The main difference between the code mode and the chat mode is that the code mode has access to a folder in your computer and it needs that to put the code inside, right? So the first thing we need to do is create a folder. I'm going to create it here on my desktop and I'm going to call it website. And this is going to be where Claude Code is going to work from and where it's going to write the files that we need to have a website. So I'm just trusting this workspace. It's a new workspace and it needs the code mode, as we can see here. It needs at least one folder, but you can have other references as well. And in here we can see the usage. So just taking note of the 867,000 tokens I've used in the past 7 days, so we can compare later on when we finish this. Okay, so first step is most people just ask the AI to create the website, right? But I like to take one step at a time. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to create a wireframe. Now, a wireframe is like a rough draft, but it's going to be an HTML draft, right? It's going to look like a website. It doesn't have any functionality behind it, but we can fine-tune the look before we implement any of the functionality behind it. This is going to save us tokens in the long run as well, because anytime that it fixes something, it's not reading a big code base to try to fix things. I need to create a website for a project. Right now, we only need a landing page. It should have a header with the logo and then a hero section. A hero section is the main part that you're going to see on the website. And then we're having a few sections below it. I'm not sure what I want in the hero section. Let's leave it for Claude to help us with. So it should have a header and then a hero section. Below the hero, I want 2 cards, one with a link to a YouTube channel and the other one with a link to the community, and then a call to action and a footer. So the last thing I need to do is to give it some context about what the business is about. And for that, I created a file here called brand. And it has just some very basic information, as you can see. So what it is and who's my audience, about the YouTube channel and the community, and brand colors and fonts. Very basic. You can create this yourself or you can have AI help you. And I'm just going to drag and drop it here. And I'm going to say, see the file for context about the brand. For now, let's create a simple HTML wireframe. And let's go. There it is. Took less than a minute. Very simple, straightforward. I like it. I'm not a designer. I'm not very good with visual things in general. But now is your chance to change anything you would like. So I'll say that I don't like this cream color on the background. I don't like the cream color on the background. Can you make it white, please? There, much better. I'm still not sure about the cream on the buttons and text. But the one thing that I don't like is it says AI tools. I'm not offering any tools. I'm just offering tutorials and community. So we have to work on that for sure. Let's see. I think this part is fine. So let's see if we can highlight. Now you'll see that it works on some of the other vibe coding tools that you can click. Here we'll have to tell it AI tools. In the hero section, I don't offer any tools. I just offer tutorials and community. We need to rework this. I like the rest of it. We are focusing on a good fit for moms who are very busy and trying to run a business. Just have to rework this a little bit. Could we just do AI tips maybe? Oh, that's interesting. Now I changed everything. Did you see that I just asked it to rework that little bit and it changed everything? You changed everything else. Let's revert and say AI tips instead of AI tools. Now, one of the reasons I use AI is not for it to just write stuff for me, but I find it personally much easier to fix and improve and change with time than to get started. So it gets started for me and then we work together on making it better. See, this part is much better than the other one it came up with. And I like that no tech background required. That's where I come in. I bring the tech part and I help you understand it. Okay, does it work? I already linked, although I asked for a wireframe. Wireframes should not be clickable. It's just for us to see the design. Okay, let's add the live links. Community, it should have gotten the correct one. File, if you guys remember, let's open here. I think our brand file, yes, it has the correct address for the community. So let's just make sure it's using the right one. Lab, and let's actually check that. Let's go to the website. So let me show you. This is what it looks like in the browser. And here we should see that it's linked correctly to the community and to the YouTube channel. Okay, good. I think it looks good. It's all I need for right now. I bet you have more complex needs. Let me know in the comments so I can make videos that cover what you actually need. Okay, now this was the easy part, right? If we go to new session, we'll see that 70 tokens is just over 1 million. So we use just over 100,000 tokens, which is almost nothing at all. But what do you do with it now? And I think that's the part that many people won't show. It's very easy to create, but there are two other parts that you need to have a website. You need a domain, and depending on the platform that you use, they offer that free or built in. Like if you open a Shopify store, then Shopify will give you a domain, but you can also buy one yourself. And then you need hosting. So again, if you're using a platform, part of their service is hosting the website. And they, of course, charge for that because it is a lot of work. But that's where we can save if we do that work ourselves, right? So one of the tools that people are using a lot with AI right now is Netlify. Let me bring it here. And let's set it up together. I haven't used Netlify before, so I'm just going to click on sign up. And this is going to be your hosting. And it's only a few steps that you need to do to have it live. And it will need a few more steps if you ever want to make changes and improve. And we can definitely cover it together when we make improvements to my website and to websites that we build together. So let's sign up with Google. Let's fill this form. And this is personal for now. Let's say beginner because I'm guessing most of you. And let's say I'm a beginner. And we're doing, it's not quite a web app yet, but let's say web app. or personal project. Let's go with personal project. In other, you could say you're everything. You developed it and you designed it. Did you hear about us? I'll say someone else. Let's just say not my eye. And the reason I'm not going with their built-in AI is that I want to have more control. I want to have everything saved in my computer and building and tracking the way I want. Now, I highly suggest you use GitHub, and I plan to make a video on how to use that. But for now, let's just drag and drop a folder. It's the website. It has one file inside. That was quick, wasn't it? There you go. The only problem with this is, of course, you can see the URL is this weird auto-generated thing. So let's look for how to fix that. I'd say project configuration. Let's look for where it says domain. So it has a project name. We can change the project name. Oh, that will already make it look a little bit better. Let's put the full name, the Mompreneur AI Club. Now, I do have the domain, the mompreneurAAclub.com. So let's see where I can make it work. Maybe under identity. No. Domain management. This is what we're looking for. So let's see, options. No. Add a domain. Add a domain you already own. And then, of course, you can buy one here. My domain is my domain I bought through Hostinger. I have lots of domains in there. So let's put the Mompreneur AI Club.com. And then it's going to tell you to fix the DNS records. So let's add domain. And it says pending DNS verification. And hopefully this is where they tell us how to change the DNS. DNS is how the internet finds your address. It works with numbers, but we see names and it has to figure it out in the background, right? Check or set up DNS records. This is what we need. Okay, so we added a domain and now we have a few options to actually make it work. I think I'm going to go with Netlify DNS. It's probably going to be more reliable and work a little bit better. Oh, okay, let's add. So what it's doing here, it's registering the DNS with Hostinger, which is where I have my domain registered with. So it's trying to set up this name servers, and this is what's going to manage how the internet finds my website, right? It takes a while to work, but let's give it a go. Okay, so basically it tried to tell the internet that my website is actually served through Netlify, but we still need to point our name servers. So let's bring my hosting here, and you can see the name servers here, and we need to change this to this ones. That's the copy button. Let's copy all of them, and let's save. So it has changed. Good. We don't need this anymore for now. And we just need to wait a little bit and it should go live pretty soon. So while we wait for it to take effect, there are a few things I wanted to mention. One is that you can definitely buy your domain through Netlify, and you can always move your domain from one provider to another. I don't know how it works with Netlify, but I've tried a few of the AI tools that made it really hard to get your domain out. So that's one of the reasons I personally use a centralized location for all of my domains. And then they might be hosted and served through different tools, but I have all the domains in one place. The other thing is, let's take a look at pricing for Netlify while we wait. So let's open a new tab and see exactly what the free tier gets us. So we're currently in the free plan, and I wanted to see what that looks like. What's the difference from the personal? So when more people start reaching it, $9 a month. So we're currently on the free plan, and then there's personal, pro, and enterprise. I'm curious to see what's included with the free plan. Let's see here, pricing. Oh, there you go. This is what I wanted. So we can deploy from Git. This is something we definitely want to do as a next step. Unlimited reviews, runners, custom domains with custom domains in the free plan. That's great. Functions means you can implement a lot more than what we did. Store structured data with database. That's good. It means you can build an actual application, not just a landing page like I did. Store files and images. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't see why we need to move away from the free for quite a while. 300 credits, and this is one thing that bugs a lot of people. Different tools talk about usage in different ways. So you might have tokens, you might have credits, and you never know exactly what it translates to. So prediction deploys takes 15 credits. It's good. AI stuff, we don't know. Okay, it does look good enough to start. Let's see if it finished taking effect. Not yet. We'll come back when it does. So next day here, let's just check what's going on. The domain has finished propagating. The green thing means it's live. And if we go to the other tab, we can see this is the address. If we reload, it's working fine. And I know this is not very exciting. It's very basic, but I've had lots of ideas. So I'm going to work on those next. Subscribe if you want to see what's going to happen. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you here next time.